This podcast is sponsored by Jammy Dodgers, where the pinch of salt actually makes a difference to the biscuit. Unlike people saying put fucking salt in the pasta water. Shut up, Susan. Welcome to the Daft Lad podcast. I take no prisoners, just inmates, whatever that fucking means. Daft. Hey up everyone, welcome to the Daft Lad podcast, you shifty fucks. And I'm excited to tell you that we're starting off this week's podcast with Daft Me Off John. This segment is where we put a swear word in famous movie lines. How fun is this? And this week I'm going to be finding some popular Disney quotes and sentences and lines and put the word fuck into the quotes from the films. So let's do this. There's some fucking, not grim, but rude ones, but you're expected when you're meant to put the word fuck in there. Right, so here we go. The word is fuck. Alright, this is from Toy Story. Alright, nobody fuck till I get my cork back in. That's, I don't know what the line was before that, I changed that to fuck, but anyway, we'll move on. We've got another Toy Story one. Etch, draw that man in a fuck suit. Buzz Lightyear says that. Again, I can't remember that line, but I've gone through and I've put the word fuck in there. Draw that man in a fuck suit. Fair play. Monsters Inc. This is Mike Wazowski. Put that thing back where it came from. Also fuck me. That's rude. That is quite rude. Oh, this is, who is it? The person who's like,
You weren't playing paperwork last night.
Here we go. I'm going to try to do an impression.
I'm fucking you, Wazowski. Always fucking.
Is that it? I'm going to move on from that. That's probably the best impression I've ever done, and it was pretty shit. This is from Wall-E. I've never seen Wall-E. The line is, I don't want to survive, I want to fuck. I guess that was live before I changed that to the swear word. I think, so this is from Up. Don't know who says this. It could be the old man or the little kid. And the sentence is, this is crazy. I finally meet my childhood hero and he's trying to fuck us. What a joke. I can't remember that line. I guess it's when he tries to be the old guy. Fair play. Bruce from Finding Nemo. He's like with his massive fin, isn't he? And on my honour, or maybe fucked up a made into a soup. That's good. This one is class. So this is class. This is where the coach, Zac Efron's dad in High School Musical, comes into the assembly hall while they're like practicing for the show, and he's like, "Where's my team?" Yeah, here we go. He's like, "Where's my team, Darbus? What the fuck are those two doing in the tree?" He like skips down, like falls on. What the fuck are those two doing in the tree? So yeah, that last one's my favourite. What the fuck are those two doing in a tree? Love that shit. So send us any other Disney lines that you think of and you've put a swear word into on the Daft Lad podcast on social media, or email me, the daftladpodcast@gmail.com. I love that section, daft me off. Right, here's a class question for you all. It's going to get your brain thinking and it's a bit of fun. If you could add alcohol to any sport, which sport would you choose? It's a class question. I think I've done it on a few Fox on streams before. I've had some class answers. Imagine the rules in Pissed Up Snooker. A shot of absinthe every time you pot a ball. And then by end of match, snooker players will be so pissed they'll be throwing the snooker cues into the crowd like the javelins. Bit of MDF fucking circling through air. And then a snooker cocktail, pinch of chalk. Can't beat that. So yeah, I'd do it to that. And then imagine adding alcohol to swimming. That's dangerous. You need more lifeguards. What about alcohol in darts? Even though I guess there's quite a bit in that, but I see the players go on stage have got some Evian or Harrogate water. I don't know if they have a few beers before, but imagine it, pissed up darts, which is basically the pub every day. But on stage, just get so pissed, just start turning around and firing darts at people in crowds. Sometimes I think the crowd would love that. Just trying to catch them. I've got a dart in me fringe, bud. That's mint. Phil the Power Taylor pissed up at the hockey. Is that even... What the hell is an hockey? Phil the Power Taylor pissed up on stage, about just on a 180. Turns around. Takes out someone in the crowd. Commentator. Oh, what a shot from Phil the Power. Right in the skull. That's a double top I've ever seen one. Oh, he's losing a lot of blood there, Gary. He's losing a lot of blood there, isn't it? Eyes are gonna. Is it gonna? And then the announcer who has the mic, who stood really close at dartboard, very scarily, he's just like, time of death, 1845. Always want. Imagine alcohol at golf. I've played golf. I've played it for many years. It's very private school. No, it's not. It's very. You have to have your shirt tucked in. You have to have a collared top. You can't have merch or fucking baseball tee. It's bullshit. But imagine that at Masters. Tiger Woods pissed out of his head. Imagine that. Tiger Woods about to walk out at first tee. There's 1,000 people about to watch him. Announcers like, and on the tee from Windermere, Florida, Tiger Woods. Everyone comes on. Woo! Tiger stumbles on tee. Gets putter out. He should have had driver out instead. He's got a 300-yard fucking drive to do. He puts ball and then tee on top of it. He's like, hey, away. Crowd have got to be really quiet under. So it's like, shh. Here we go. Imagine Tiger pissed up coming up to the ball. There's no practice swing. Just like, man, I'm too good for this shit. I really wish I played cricket. I want to be at the hockey, not this shit. And then as he just stands up to ball, it's like, fuck this, man. And just turns to the side, aims towards 1,000 people in crowd. You hate both. Absolutely nails someone in crowd. It stuck in my fringe. But to be honest, someone to keep that ball, be like, I can't see. But Tiger Woods hit this at my forehead. Golf ball right to someone's teeth like it's Woody's Roundup from Toy Story. Just, yes! Let us know what sport you'd add the drink to. It's a good question. But anyway, let's have some tunes. I see that EA Sports are stopping making FIFA. That's the big news of this week. I don't know who they're getting taken. Imagine if they were taken over by Activision, who does COD. Imagine Activision take over fucking FIFA. Warzone in FIFA. We're dropping into Verdansk. Have a quick five-a-side in Quarry. Ref will drop in. He'll have an AK-47. He'll have some dark matter fucking footy kits. And footy will be made of claymores. Making shit up now. Why the fuck, right? Why the fuck are train toilets? Why are the toilet paper so thin? Why is it so thin? Does like serviettes from McDonald's thicker than that shit? I'd rather use baking tray paper, parchment for when you're baking a brownie, a fucking banana and steak brownie. Have you seen now in train stations you have to pay for a pee? Like 20p. You can't just waltz in and go, I need a pee. Oh no, there's a fucking roller coaster barrier in the way. It's quite mad that, isn't it? Like, let alone you have to buy a Coca-Cola for 150, let's say. And on top of that, 20p for pissing it out. Bullshit. Who has a coin on them now, especially a 20p of all coins? You should get one of those Scarborough Beach machines that change £5 notes into 20p's next to toilets at train stations. Put a fiver in, get a bag of fucking 20p's, bag of coin. As I said at the top of the podcast, we were sponsored by Summit, and I said that salt water in pasta makes it better. When I was making pasta overnight, I was just thinking, pasta is actually something to eat sauce off. It's a default fuck. To flavour it, you add sauce. You have to cook it and then put sauce on. You can't eat it before. You could eat it by itself after, but it'd be fucking bland, man. I thought you have COVID. I don't know what other foods are like that, like maybe a pizza. Like the bread, you put sauce and stuff on top of it, but you can actually eat the bread. You could eat it when it's cooked. And it's actually got a bit of flavour compared. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like with pasta, if you try to eat that before it's cooked, fucking hell, it's like a twisted bullet. And also, have you seen these people who are making their own pasta? They're like, at the local market, they've made their own business. Fair play to them, I'm all about helping out small businesses, but they're selling bags of pasta for fucking £8. Who's buying that? Go to your local supermarket, get a bag of fusilli for 80p, and it tastes the exact same as the £8 pasta. So I don't know how they're doing it. Fair play. Get them on fucking Alchemist, no, The Apprenticeship. There you go, get them on that. The Apprentice, that's it. Oh yes, I only purchase the finest of pastas that is made from diamond. That is made from diamond corn flour and is shaped like a painting of my lost ancestor called Julian II. Fuck off. Here's a gap at market for pasta. Donut shaped pasta. Big pasta ring. Krispy Kreme on that. They'll be smashing that in for June. Is that pasta month? Anyway, I'm going to have some tunes while I just get angry about pasta. Alright, I've got a very fun next few minutes for you all. Oh, that was lovely, that. Fantastic. I hope that sounded great for your speakers. Get a bit of treble in there. Or burp. So the next few minutes, right? I'm a big fan of restaurant names and puns. You might have seen this. You might have seen a very good restaurant pun. Funny name. So I've found a few here for you. I'm going to read them out. You're going to enjoy this because it was very fun to actually look up. So the first one is one I've seen. It's in York or towards Selby, and it's a fish and chip shop. And this is called Frying Nemo. That's one of the best I've ever seen. It's quite hard to beat this, but I've got a few more fish and chip pun names here. We've got New Cod on the Block, For Your Fries Only, Salty Towers, and Oh My Cod. Standard banter. There's a few more on this website. There's a Thai restaurant that's called Titanic, which is unbelievable. A wine shop called Planet of the Grapes, which is even better. We have a scone shop, scone, for you fucks, shop in Berkeley, California, called Sconehenge. I actually think you have to pronounce it scone for that to work. You can't go Sconehenge. Oh, wow. There's a shop, it looks like a burger shop or an ice cream shop that's in Canada, and it's called McWanks. Definitely not buying a burger from there. A crab shop in Florida called Dirty Dick's Crab House, which standard banter that. And the last one in San Francisco, there's a pizza restaurant called Pizza Orgasmica, which I want to go there. So that was fun, wasn't it? Let us know any other ones that you find, and email me at the Daft Podcast. Any sort of question you want me to read out on the podcast, I'll pick out anyone that sends out because it's rare I get one sent, or I have to make my own up. So yeah, send us an email. Anything random, anything funny, any funny story that happened to you. Get it sent to me. The daftladpodcast at gmail.com. So you can see me now. You can't see it when you're listening, but I've got Apple earphones in, and they're plugging in. They're wired. They're not wireless. They're basically the Ethernet cable of Apple iPhones, earphones. What am I on about? So many S's, fuck. But these people have AirPods, right? Fair play, you know. I have a mate at work who has them, and he says they're great. When they work, they're great. Sometimes they break. Fucking hell, I didn't know it was a poem. I didn't know it. Jesus Christ, I was making a right poem there. But he was telling me that, did you know, when you buy AirPods, it actually comes with a capsule of super glue to stick them in the ears so they don't fall out. I just think they'll just keep falling out. But he says they don't. But yeah, I did once see a TikTok, or it was a meme, there was someone sat at a lunch table in school, and they had the AirPods in, just there chilling, having a bag of sarnie, and this guy came up behind him, just was like, "Hey, bud," and all of a sudden just took the AirPod out of his ear, put it in his mouth, got a fucking drink, swallowed it like a paracetamol, and just walked off. How was he digesting that? Imagine if it still worked, playing Mariachi El Bronx in someone's bread basket, right belly. That'd be class. Right, here are the top 3 most stressful day-by-day situations that everyone can relate to, which I think are in the top 3. So the first one for me is bowling. Why is it so awkward? It's stressful and awkward, but it's great fun. You're walking up to your lane before your shot, right? And you know that everyone's watching you, but they probably aren't. They're just chatting or just looking at the fucking shoes because they're cool. And like, the stress starts before you're taking your shot because you walk up to, what do you call that thing? The conveyor of balls. And you've got to pick a bowling ball. But you have a preference. I like a green large. I've got quite chubby fingers. So I'm there like just trying not to crush my fucking fingers because, you know, they get powered through that hole. Then you got Linda on other aisle, who wants the same ball as me, and she's there with hands trying to get her hands crushed. It's quite awkward, isn't it? So that's where it starts. Very stressful because you might touch their hand. You might go for the same ball and like do that romantic film thing where you touch hands. It's like, oh god. But it isn't romantic there. It's like, that's creepy, that. So you've just picked up your ball, right? And you've seen how bowling is played. You've seen it on TV. You've seen other people do it, so you just copy them. You don't have a clue what the fuck you're doing. You're just lobbing it. You're holding it like you're a pro. It's like, that's quite awkward, but it's like you have to do it. And you're doing all the stride, and you have to go, and a little thing after that. You've just played golf. But a golf swing, you have to keep your fucking posture. So that's probably why it's so awkward, because you're trying to basically lie that you're good at bowling and show it. It's so you do this professional fucking strike. You smash it, either goes in gutter ball, or you hit that one on left, which is so annoying. It's like a waste of time going bowling if you keep it in that left one. Just get one pin down. And then, it's fine there, because you just like turn around, and go get another ball. Is that what happens? I've just totally forgotten how bowling works. You bowl the ball. Do you go back for a second? You do go back for a second ball. Jesus fuck. So you go back for a second ball, which isn't as awkward as when you finish, but you bowl. You go back for your second ball, and it's like, oh, I've got to pick a purple medium. Fuck. And it's like, I'm not going to let go of this. My hands are going to get stuck in. And as I'm flying, it's going to hit roof, like you see those videos. Anyway, so you go get your second ball, and for some reason, you somehow bowl your second ball down where you've just hit the first left pin, and you get one. And it's like, great. And then you turn around, and it's like, I don't know what it is. You just get like, I just don't want to look at anyone like that. Fuck me. No one look. I feel like everyone's looking at me when they're not. It feels like you've just got on stage at Wembley, been staring at the fucking banner, and then turn around and there's all these people. You're like, oh god, there's people fucking looking at me. It's weird. Like, it's only my family and mates who are watching me bowl, but I'm like, oh god, that's awkward. That you don't get that situation with the same people in any other parts of life. Like, you could be in the garden, you've just lobbed a fucking frisbee at your cousin, and you turn back and there's the whole of your family and mates there. You aren't like, oh god, I've just frisbeed and I'm very awkward. It's just like, hey bud, how you doing? Yeah. Weird. So that's bowling. That's weird. The second stressful one is going into the ice cream parlour and being the only one in there. Very stressful because you've got the people behind the till ready for you. They're like, oh, here comes some fucking creamy fucks. So you like walk in, right? Even more pressure because they're staring, and the first thing they say to you, they don't give you any time to like choose, because I'm like, I don't know what I want, what flavour, you know. So they're like, hi there, what ice cream would you want? I'm like, God, I don't even know if I want a fucking cone or a tub or an act. Because you're under so much pressure, you're like, oh god, there's none of the good flavours coming out for me in this few seconds. And then you're like, oh, just to stop the pressure and the stress, you're like, oh, could I have the Gaviscon ice cream and the banana sorbet, please? When actually I went in there for a lovely mint choc chip and a fucking salted caramel. So instant regret. And then while you're eating the, your banana sorbet and ice, you're just like, waste of money, this. Life is hard. Don't know if that happens to you. And then the last one is getting petrol, which again is like when you're bowling, or maybe when I don't know. I just feel like everyone's looking at you. You know. I feel like getting petrol is like when you've just finished your bowling shot and you're walking back. I feel like everyone's looking at you. It's basically bowling, but in daylight. When I'm waiting for someone to fill up the car, I'm just looking at them because there's nothing else to look at. So I'm just like, yeah. So anything out of the ordinary. Like, if I drop the hose, imagine that. They were like, oh, he's just dropped the hose. Susan, he's just dropped the hose. And it's going everywhere. If you lit a fucking flame now, it'll go, you know what I mean? Like, if you do anything else out of the ordinary, like, if you, like, go get some gloves, because some people like that, there'll be someone going, for fuck's sake, what's he doing? He's wasting my time and life. Or you could really piss someone off. You know those petrol pumps that have, like, a shop as well? You go in and pay a shop, but there's like freezers and fridges. Imagine just going to petrol pumps for your weekly shop. Someone's waiting behind car for your petrol pump to be free for 30 minutes. You just get out, you're like, I'll fill petrol up. We'll go get weekly shop, shall we? Go get trolley, go away. Just like there. I'll have a deep pan ham, yeah. I'll pasta. You want a salad? I'll get, some muller yogurts. Person's there like, fucking taking ages. And you come out with trolley just absolutely buzzing like, weekly shop. Their faces would be class, for fuck's sake. So yeah, I can play drums on stage, make videos like this, but bowling, getting ice cream and petrol, different level, mate, different level. Anyway, so thank you for listening to the Daft podcast for this episode. Anyway, I'm off to Poundland for some non-alcoholic water. They should have some in there. They have everything in there. See you next one.